Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys, and bending reality. And in this video, we're going to touch briefly again on Scottie Pippen and the 1994 season for the Chicago Bulls, man. We have to talk about this one more time again, because I keep hearing people bring this up. Every time there's a discussion, a LeBron James fan member must bring up the 1994 Chicago Bulls. Oh, they only won two less games without Michael Jordan. They bring this up all the time. Now, we've debunked this, but I want to come at this in a different way. All right? I want to come at this from the angle of Scottie Pippen playing on a team with three All-Stars. Three All-Stars on the Bulls, that team, guys. Scottie Pippen had two All-Star teammates. Michael Jordan never had a team with three All-Stars on it. Never played with three All-Stars on his team. It was always Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen as his lone All-Star. And even the years that he played with Scottie Pippen, he was not an All-Star every single season he played with Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen, I believe, has, 7 All-Star appearances in his career? He didn't play 7 seasons. He played a lot more than 7 seasons, guys. So we're going to talk about that angle here, because they always talk about the Bulls and what they did without Michael Jordan. Oh, Michael Jordan, he left. Oh, and Scottie Pippen took the Bulls further than Michael Jordan ever took the Bulls without Scottie Pippen. I heard someone say that. Did Michael Jordan ever play with 2 All-Stars? We're going to talk about this video. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states that's been supporting my channel, man. Shout out to everybody in New York, LA, DC, Chicago, Detroit, Massachusetts, everybody down in North Carolina, everybody in Florida, people down in Texas, Ohio. Shout out to all you guys, man. Much respect, man. I'm truly, truly humbled by all the love, guys. Everyone across the world. You guys know the deal, man. Thank you for standing up with me and rolling with me. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I wanted to come at this Scottie Pippen and the Chicago Bulls 94 season and the fact that they only won 2 less games when Michael Jordan retired. I want to come at it from a different angle. Excuse me. Now, on this channel, I've talked about this in the past. We've gone over this. Most people, and I'm assuming everyone that follows my channel, we get this. We get and understand what the Bulls winning 2 less games really meant in the overall grand scheme, especially as it relates to Michael Jordan. We get it, right? Michael Jordan really being a true leader and developing and building the confidence, right, in his teammates so that when he leaves, they're still able to be good. That's what's called making your teammates better. That's what Michael Jordan did. Remember, Michael Jordan brought and built a winning culture. That's what he built in Chicago. The culture was there. The standard was upheld. That was Michael Jordan, guys. So we get all that. We know that's why the Bulls were able to be successful, not to mention they still had their core group of guys there. The Scottie Pippens, the Horace Grants, the B.J. Armstrongs. You had the Bill Cartwrights there. You still had the same coach, Phil Jackson. We get all of that. All that was still there. We've talked about all these things. But the one thing that I've heard people say is that Scottie Pippen took the Bulls further without Michael Jordan than Michael Jordan ever took the Bulls without Scottie Pippen. Now, when you hear LeBron James fans say these kinds of things, or these Jordan detractors say these kinds of things, once again, all they're trying to do is take away from Michael Jordan's greatness, not give Scottie Pippen his credit or give him praise, because what are they doing? They're not putting context behind these statements. The LeBron James fans, the media, a lot of these goofs out here, they don't understand the history of the game, so they cannot give you context. Think about it. How are they going to give you context on something if they don't know it? If they don't know the history of the game? So when they make these blanket statements, they think that they're being informative. They think they're being funny. They think they're being witty. They think they got you. But in fact, all they're doing is exposing themselves, because they don't understand the reality or the history of the game. Once again, guys, they're being disingenuous and they don't even care to know. So if we think about that aspect and they talk about what they did without Michael Jordan, they won't mention everything I just mentioned, right? They won't mention the core was still there, Phil Jackson was still there. They won't even mention they brought in guys like Tony Kukoc, Steve Kerr, the Luke Longley's. They won't mention that they brought in these guys during that season to replace Michael Jordan's leaving. They won't talk about this. They'll mention Scottie Pippen, but they won't mention Horace Grant and what he did for the Bulls and how he was an integral member of the 3P Chicago Bulls. They also won't mention to you that with Michael Jordan, the Bulls were a dynasty. They went to 5 straight Eastern Conference Finals. They won 3 straight championships. They want to talk to you about 2 less wins. 2 less wins? No, it's more than 2 less wins, you goofballs. They literally were a dynasty, won 3 championships in a row, and then they became a second-round exit. Don't talk to me about 2 less wins. It was way deeper than that, guys. 2 less wins. No, they went from a three-peat dynasty to a second-round exit. That's the drop-off. Let's be real here. But let's even take it a step further, guys. Scottie Pippen took the Bulls further without Michael Jordan than Michael Jordan took the Bulls without Scottie Pippen. And let's talk about this now. Can someone please tell me who Michael Jordan was playing in the first rounds of the 85 playoffs or the 86 playoffs or the 87 playoffs that Michael Jordan was 1-9 without Pippen in? Can anybody tell me the teams that he was facing? In 1985, he played a 59-win Milwaukee Bucks team. 59 wins, guys. They were the #1 defensive team that year, I believe, in 85. With a really good team, right? You had guys like Paul Pressey and Jack Sikma and Sidney Moncrief, Terry Cummings. You had really good, I think Craig Hodges was on that team. You had really good players on that team, right? You had a couple of Hall of Famers, and like I said, really good role players on that team. They were a formidable team. They were one of the best teams in the 80s to not make an NBA Finals, guys. They really were. That's who Michael Jordan, the Bulls, were playing in his rookie season. So they want to compare Scottie Pippen in 1994, the prime of his career, to Michael Jordan's rookie season in 85, playing against a 59-win Milwaukee Bucks team when the Bulls, I believe, were the #7 seed and the Milwaukee Bucks were the #2 seed. Is that the same as what Scottie Pippen did in 1994? Beating, who they beat in the first round? The Cleveland Cavaliers, I believe, in the first round? I can't remember, guys, who they beat in the first round, 94, man. I could be wrong about that. But they didn't play nobody like the 59-win Milwaukee Bucks, guys. They did not. So once again, this is not the same. And as I just said, this is Michael Jordan, his rookie season, and Scottie Pippen at the peak of his powers, at prime Scottie Pippen, right? So we're comparing prime Scottie Pippen to rookie Michael Jordan. No doubt about it. That's okay, I get it. Because rookie Michael Jordan is greater than prime Scottie Pippen. But they're acting as if this was prime Michael Jordan getting knocked out in the first round, or if this is Michael Jordan getting beat by a lesser team. Wasn't the case. Let's think about 1986 and him losing to the Boston Celtics, who a lot of people argue is the greatest team of all time. Did Scottie Pippen face any team like the 86 Boston Celtics in the 94 playoffs? Hell no. Hell no. He lost to the 1994 New York Knicks, who were a very good team, but they're nowhere on the level of the 86 Celtics, guys. Nowhere on the level of that team. Once again, let's think about who Michael Jordan was playing with in his second year, coming off a broken foot. And Michael Jordan, and once again, the Chicago Bulls getting against the Boston Celtics, who I believe only lost 1 game at home that season. 1 game at home that year. I believe it's still a record to this day for the home record in NBA's history. They lost 1 game at home. Right? I think they were the top defensive team in 86. And we all know, once again, the players that were on that team, the Larry Birds, the Kevin McHale's, the Robert Parishes, the Dennis Johnsons, Bill Walton, and Danny Ainge, and all these guys that were on that team. We get all that. So once again, was Michael Jordan supposed to beat the Boston Celtics in 86? Was he the favorite to beat the Boston Celtics in 86? No, he was not. No, he was not. Once again, who was Michael Jordan playing with? Coming off a broken foot. If the 86 Bulls would have beat the 86 Celtics, guys, in the first round, Larry Bird would have got ran out of Boston, guys. They would have never let Larry Bird live that down. That would have been probably the greatest upset in the history of the NBA, guys, in the history of the game. The #8 seed Bulls beating the #1 seed Boston Celtics, who some people argue is the greatest team of all time, when Michael Jordan missed like 70-80% of the season and came back from a broken foot. And let's think about 1987. Same thing, lose to the same Boston Celtics team that went to the NBA Finals. So once again, were they supposed to beat the Boston Celtics in 87? Name me a team that the Chicago Bulls in 94 played that were greater than the 87 Celtics. You can't name them because it wasn't around. It's not true. Once again, Michael Jordan in his 3rd NBA season playing with who? Charles Oakley? In 87, that was his best teammate going against the legendary Celtics, guys. Once again, they're not giving you the context and they're not holding anyone else to the same standard as Michael Jordan. So when they say Michael Jordan didn't take the Bulls as far as Scottie Pippen took the Bulls, let's think about it this way also. Can anybody tell me the last time or whenever Michael Jordan played with 2 other All-Stars on his team? Can anyone name me the season? It's not existing, guys. It never happened. Never happened. Michael Jordan never played with 2 other All-Stars on his team. Never did. Never did. No active All-Stars, guys, for his entire career. Meanwhile, all these other great players played with many All-Stars that were active All-Stars. Not guys that made All-Stars before they played with them or after. Guys that were All-Stars or All-Star level players when they played with them, that made All-Star teams. Right? Magic Johnson played a bunch of All-Stars. Larry Bird played a bunch of All-Stars. Isaiah Thomas played with several All-Stars. LeBron James played with several All-Stars. Right? Kobe Bryant played with guys, several All-Stars. Tim Duncan has played with several All-Stars. Right? All these players, Bill Russell's played with several All-Stars. Will Chamberlain has played with several All-Stars in his career. Jerry West. So when we talk about guys making All-Star selections and being All-Stars currently when you're playing with them, Michael Jordan never played on a team that had two other All-Star caliber players or guys that were active All-Stars on his team. Dennis Rodman never made an All-Star team on the Bulls. See, a lot of people believe that Dennis Rodman was making all these All-NBA teams, all these All-Stars selections. It never happened, guys. Never did. He made one All-Defensive first team in 96. That was it, guys. Never made an All-Star team, never made another All-Defensive team on those Bulls three-peats. Just the first year, that was it, guys. And it's not taken away from Dennis Rodman. He led the league in rebounds, and he was an excellent defensive player. But they're trying to make you believe that this was peak Dennis Rodman. The guy won 2 defensive player of the years back-to-back in 90 and 91. 90 and 91. That was 5 years later, or 5 years earlier. Never made an All-Star team on the Bulls. Not even close. Tony Kukoc never made an All-Star team on the Bulls, guys. Never did. Ron Harper never did. Horace Grant did not make an All-Star team with Michael Jordan or B.J. Armstrong. But who did he make an All-Star team with, guys? Scottie Pippen in 1994 had 2 All-Star teammates and still got knocked out in the second round. Michael Jordan would never. Could you imagine Michael Jordan playing with 2 All-Stars? And once again, don't talk to me about B.J. Armstrong and Horace Grant. They made 1 All-Star appearance in their career, guys. Hold on. They made 1 All-Star appearance in their careers. And that was the only year, 1994. And once again, do we believe that B.J. Armstrong is making an All-Star team if Michael Jordan's there in 94? No. And I highly doubt that Horace Grant's making an All-Star team in 94 if Michael Jordan is there. Also, like I told you guys in the other video, we must remember and keep these things in mind. In the early 90s, some of these spots opened up for these guys. It opened up. Right? Larry Bird retired the 94 season. Right? I think Alonzo Mourning was hurt in 1994. Right? So it opened up the door for some of these players to make All-Star selections. Michael Jordan retired, right? He wasn't there. So it opened up a space for B.J. Armstrong to make an All-Star selection. But do we really believe, guys, let's say that Michael Jordan was on the 94 Chicago Bulls. And let's just say that B.J. Armstrong did not make the All-Star team because Michael Jordan was there, but Horace Grant did. Horace Grant made the All-Star team. The Bulls had 3 All-Stars in 94. They were on 3-peat. They were a 3-peat champion going for their 4th in a row. And the NBA, the All-Star committee, they selected the fans. They selected 3 All-Stars from the Chicago Bulls, right? That would make sense. Oftentimes, you've seen this. A dynasty get 3 All-Stars, right? You've seen it many times in NBA's history, right? Where a team has 3 All-Stars on it. The Detroit Pistons had 3 All-Stars, guys. Joe Dumars, Dennis Rodman, and Isaiah Thomas at one time, right? Obviously, the Celtics had 3 All-Stars at one time. The Lakers had 3 All-Stars at one time. The Portland Trail Blazers had 3 All-Stars at one time. The Cleveland Cavaliers, I believe, had 3 All-Stars at one time. So when you think about some of these teams, guys, it shows you that these teams were deep and talented. The Bulls never had that luxury. Michael Jordan never had that luxury of playing with several All-Stars or multiple All-Stars. But let's say that they did in 94. Does anybody believe that in 1994, the Chicago Bulls would have lost to the New York Knicks with Michael Jordan? Does anyone believe this? Does anyone believe that the Chicago Bulls would have lost to the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals? Because also a lot of the LeBron James fans, once again, they don't know the history of the game. They don't care to know. They'll say statements like, Scottie Pippen led the Bulls to the Eastern Conference Finals without Michael Jordan. No, he didn't. He never did. I've had several people tell me this. Oh, but Scottie Pippen led the Bulls to the Eastern Conference Finals without Michael Jordan. No, he did not. He did not. They lost in 7 games to the New York Knicks in the second round, guys. People are trying to rewrite history. I've also heard people say, oh, the Knicks or the Bulls would have beat the Knicks if it wasn't for that phantom call. So in Game 5, the Knicks of the series were tied 2 games apiece. The Knicks ended up winning by 1 point. We could talk about the Hubert Davis call and all these kinds of things. That was 1 game, guys. 1 game. Let's not mention in Game 3 that the Knicks were winning by 1 point with seconds to go. Scottie Pippen refused to go in the game because they drew up a play for Tony Kukoc. If Tony Kukoc does not make that shot, guys, the Bulls are down 3 games to nothing. 3 games to nothing. Do they want to mention that? They won't mention that. They'll just talk about the Bulls were robbed. No, they weren't. That was game 6 or game 5. What happened in game 6? What happened in game 7? Game 7. Where was Scottie Pippen in game 7 to lead the Bulls? He went 8 for 22. 8 for 22, guys. Now, he had a solid game rebounding the ball, but he was outplayed by Charles Oakley. Charles Oakley, guys, go look at the game. Watch the game. Charles Oakley outplayed Scottie Pippen. He had 17 points and 20 rebounds. Charles Oakley, 11 offensive. 11 offensive rebounds for Charles Oakley. Outplaying Scottie Pippen in a game 7. Where was Scottie Pippen to be the great Scottie Pippen? Oh, he carried Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's nothing without Pippen. Where was he in game 7? He was nowhere to be found in game 7. Nowhere to be found. He went 8 for 22. 8 for 22. I believe he was 1 for 6 from 3. And like, what was he, 3 for 6 or 3 for 7 from the free throw line? That was Scottie Pippen, guys. Not raising his level of play, not coming through in the clutch, not being a closer, not being a leader. They want to make excuses, though. Michael Jordan would never lose in a second round with 2 other All-Stars on his team. You put Michael Jordan in the 1994 Bulls, take off Tony Kukoc, take off Steve Kerr, take off Luke Longley, and keep Michael Jordan there with Horace Grant, the core, B.J. Armstrong, Bill Cartwright, keep Phil Jackson there. Horace Grant makes an All-Star team, Scottie Pippen All-Star, Michael Jordan All-Star. Michael Jordan Bulls win the championship, guys. They're in the championship against the Houston Rockets. Hands down. But Scottie Pippen led them to a second-round exit, even though he had 2 All-Stars on his team. Patrick Ewing led his team with 2 All-Stars, Charles Oakley and John Starks, over Scottie Pippen. And once again, Charles Oakley outplayed or outperformed Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was outperformed by Charles Oakley. 11 offensive rebounds for the Oak man. So when you guys hear these people say, Scottie Pippen took the Bulls further than Michael Jordan took the Bulls, let them know. When did Michael Jordan ever play with 2 All-Stars? Never did. Never did. Scottie Pippen played with 2 other All-Stars and couldn't get him past the second round. Michael Jordan, that would never happen to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was 2 three-peats, 6 championships with 1 All-Star. Imagine what he would have done with 2 All-Stars. Once again, you guys know the deal. They don't want to give Horace Grant any credit for the 1994 Chicago Bulls. They just want to talk about Scottie Pippen. That's it. This is why I laugh. They never talk about Horace Grant. Scottie Pippen never talks about Horace Grant. He never gives Horace Grant his just due. They came in the same season, guys. They came in the same draft class. Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen. Horace Grant actually started, I believe, 6 or 7 games his rookie year. Scottie Pippen didn't start any games in the regular season. He did not start until the postseason. So Horace Grant was just as impactful, if not more impactful in some playoff series than Scottie Pippen. But they won't mention Horace Grant. Scottie Pippen won't mention Horace Grant. It was just, oh, I led the Bulls, man. When Michael Jordan left, I led the Bulls. No, you didn't. Horace Grant was there. Phil Jackson led the Bulls. He was the leader when Michael Jordan left, not Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen, no leader. No leadership from Scottie Pippen. The dude's a victim. He's a crybaby. Always making excuses. No damn leader. Put Michael Jordan and take Scottie Pippen off the 94 Bulls and put Michael Jordan on there. I guarantee you guys, they get past the Knicks in the second round. Remember, guys, Michael Jordan, leading the Chicago Bulls, never lost 3 games in a row. Never lost 3 games in a row. The Chicago Bulls, that next year when Michael Jordan retired, they lost 3 games in a row within the first 20 games that season. The first 20 games that season, they lost 3 games in a row. They never lost 3 games in a row from the beginning of the 1990-91 season till he retired in 98 again. Never lost 3 games in a row with Michael Jordan on the court. As soon as he leaves, they lose 3 in a row. It's a big difference, guys. There's levels to this, man. Levels. Scottie Pippen ain't on that level. Never was. Right? It was Michael Jordan, guys, leading the Bulls to a dynasty. 2 three-peats, guys. Remember that. 2 three-peats with 1 All-Star. Scottie Pippen couldn't get at the second round. Michael Jordan never lost to the Knicks, guys, in the playoffs. Never lost to the Knicks. Never. Michael Jordan, the Bulls, beat the Knicks in what? 89. And they beat him in 91, 92, 93. I believe they beat him in 97? So you're talking about, 4 or 5 different times they beat them. They never lost to the Knicks. Michael Jordan never lost in a postseason to a New York Knicks team, guys. Never once. As soon as he retires, they lose to the Knicks. They're going to fire Eastern Conference Finals with Michael Jordan. As soon as he retires, second round exit. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.